But what do we know about when price action takes its time, price action dilly-dallies? That is quintessentially a complex correction, right? And you get complex corrections in waves 2, 4, and B. Okay, so right now, I believe that we're in wave 2, and we are in some sort of complex correction where price is taking its time. But once we get out of it, we should see that swift downwards price action, that, wave B, the larger wave B of a reversal, right? When I say wave B, I'm talking about this. And then you get something like this. Boom. The C section, I call it. The wave B of the reversal promises. So hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is January 15th, 2022, and Bitcoin is looking confusing. I say Bitcoin's looking confusing because I'm having trouble making heads or tails as to what price action is doing, and I've been looking at the charts for quite some time. All right. Even though people have YouTube channels, even though people are subscribed and watch their analysis, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're correct or they know exactly what they're talking about. You all know this, right? I pride myself on this channel not in being 100% accurate 100% of the time. That's I mean, obviously you try to, but that's hardly probable, right? What I do and what I pride myself on doing is giving substantiated analysis, right? All the time. So if you like substantiated analysis, right, at least some analysis, it doesn't, that's not super subjective and wishy-washy, then subscribe, like, and share. Anyway, let's get into it. Here's what I'm seeing. And this is, I've changed my mind on something, right? I said that this was the impulse here, right? That we had an A, B, and then this impulse, and then what came after was B, and then we got, our C wave. I no longer agree with that assessment, right? I see an A wave, right? 3 waves here, 3 waves here. That's a B wave. And then I see this big impulse, okay? So that is what I'm seeing. I'm taking this not to be an A wave, right? It looks like a wave 4 retracement, and I think it's a wave 4 retracement. And this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a truncated 5th wave. This right here is a wave 2. I was counting it as a wave 4, so I was like, that's not legal because wave 4 can't retrace past the 382. We all know that, right? So in my new count, my new assessment of this chart, I think Bitcoin gave us 5 waves down, right? And basically what we've gotten since has been an A, B, C, right? And if I'm correct, what you are going to see is the following. You're going to see Bitcoin come up against this 618, right? Which is approximately at 46 or 43,370, yet not be able to breach it, okay? Maybe wick above it slightly, but not be able to breach it. I would be happy to see that. My stops are up here somewhere, within this range, close by, right? That's my validation, because if this, basically, we all know that in Elliott wave theory, an impulse, the 2-wave impulse, because if this is an impulse, this is the first wave, right? And this would mean all this is a 2-wave. A 2-wave cannot retrace beyond the 618 of the impulse, okay? So I'm still zoomed out. I'm still betting on Bitcoin to go down, right? Zooming out for a quick second. Let's get rid of this. Zoom out. I'm seeing, actually, let's zoom out or zoom in a bit. I'm still seeing that we did an A wave, okay? And that this is a B wave that we're going to get. And I'll tell you what, if this is wave one, we can, with some degree of accuracy, we can project a minimum retracement for the 5-wave impulse. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But what I'm seeing now is basically, Bitcoin's going to go down, I believe, right? Because it's just consistent with our reversal pattern, right? That looks something like this. And I just never anticipated that this B wave would be as slow moving as it has been. But what do we know about when price action takes its time, price action dilly-dallies? That is quintessentially a complex correction, right? And you get complex corrections in waves 2, 4, and B. Okay, so right now, I believe that we're in wave 2. And we are in some sort of complex correction where price is taking its time. But once we get out of it, we should see that swift downwards price action, that, wave B, the larger wave B of a reversal, right? When I say wave B, I'm talking about this. And then you get something like this. Boom. The C section, I called it. The wave B of the reversal promises. So that's basically my assessment. That's the best I can do, right? Right now, like I said, we are up against that 618, right? We're kind of testing it, but I don't believe that we'll break it. If we do, then my theory is invalidated. And I guess that's part of the reason people love charting. At least I can speak for myself. I love charting because it's fun. It's like a puzzle. It's a never-ending puzzle of human emotion, greed, and fear, and macroeconomics and everything else. All bundled into the chart, and it's never ever the same. It rhymes. There's always something new. There's always something to figure out, and then the added bonus, you can put money on it and bet if you're right or wrong. So yeah, that's kind of why I love it. It's constantly, it's a constant challenge. But that's what I'm seeing on the charts: an impulse and a wave 2, right? And again, let's look at this wave 2. For me, I'm seeing this as an A right here. This as an A wave. This as the counter wave. So this is A, this is B, and then I'm seeing C, a pure impulse. That's 5 waves that you just got here. So that's what I'm seeing in this 2-wave retracement. And I think it's pretty much done. So according to my analysis, we should shortly, if not imminently, see a rejection at this 618, right? Because this is the 618 on the Fibonacci retracement, and an impulse, a fast moving impulse down, right? And how far can we go, and what about that minimum projection, right? So I have a little trick that I use with the Fibonacci extension tool, and those of you who are subscribed will know this. Basically, if you take the 2236 Fibonacci extension of an impulse, you can get the minimum retracement. Why is that? We all know that in any impulse, the minimum retracement or the minimum extension for a wave 1 or wave 3 is the 1, right? So if you have a 1 wave, wave 3 typically extends to between the 1618 and the 2, but the minimum extension is wave 1. Then the minimum extension for wave 5 is 618 of wave 3. So all that, you can do the math. But all that said, if you take the trend-based Fibonacci extension tool and you take it from the top from the top to the bottom, so from where your impulse started, your wave 1 impulse started to the end, retrace it all the way to the extent of the 2-wave retracement, and you go to the 2236, you should get the minimum retracement of your complete 5-wave impulse. And that, my friends, is at 37.5, 37.3. So I think that if I'm correct, this B wave should extend to 37.3. Now let's look at that and see if that's even like within the realm of possibility. So let's zoom out on the 15-minute time frame. All right, we have our A wave right here. And we all know that B waves cannot retrace beyond the 1618, right? B waves can go from the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement all the way to the 1618. The 1618 is the cap. If it retraces beyond the 1618, it's a continuation of the impulse, and you misread your A wave. It's not an A wave, okay? So going and taking the Fibonacci retracement tool, if we took it from the bottom of A, let's turn the magnet on, from the bottom of A all the way to the top, and A ends here. Let's see, does 37.3 fall between, go beyond the 1618? And it does. 37.3 is about here, right? So 37.3 would indeed be a legal B wave retracement, right? Because we are basically between the 1236 and 1618 Fibonacci extension. So if I'm correct, okay, one, I win my trade, I win big. It was a scary trade, it was a lot of work, but I win big. Two, the B wave is likely to come all the way down to a minimum of 37.3, okay? Those are the two conclusions if I'm correct, and we are in a 2-wave, and that 2-wave is basically going to be rejected at the 1618, or sorry, at the 618 of this impulse, this 5-wave impulse that we've counted, okay? So that is my analysis. I've looked at the chart for so long trying to make heads or tails of it. It's very confusing. It's very challenging. But of all of the different scenarios that I looked at and that I examined, this makes the most sense, and this is the simplest. And usually it's the simplest one that is, typically correct. Like my previous one, it violated the B wave here. This was an A wave, right? This was a B wave, but this B wave violated the 1618 of that. So I could have already told you that that was false, but I was doing my best. Anyway, I caught that mistake, and thankfully it didn't affect my trade, because this scenario still keeps me in the clear with my stops, okay? So just looking laterally, and I like to do this. Sometimes I have trouble reading the Bitcoin chart, and so I look to another asset that may be mirroring Bitcoin's price action, and I saw VRA, and VRA, similarly to Bitcoin, I can count 5 waves down, okay? And after 5 waves down, I basically count a complex 2-wave correction, right? And that makes sense, right? Because if you're in a region and you're ranging for some time, that typically means it's either a wave 2, a wave 4, or a B wave complex correction, right? And here in VRA, I'm counting a WXYXZ 333, okay? So that's basically it. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you're into substantiated technical analysis, mainly using Elliott wave theory. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade safe. Bye.